Mark, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thanks for
Of course. And congratulations on another season of American Rust.
Yay, thank you.
Kind of sorting out. Things weren't the best for the Billy lot at the end of last season. things were a little iffy for the Poe family last season. Alex, I'm gonna want to start like getting coming back this year, kind of knowing you were gonna be building off of all that stuff that happened last season. What was it like kind of stepping back into the shoes of Billy, kind of getting to readjust to the character?
Yeah, I think it was really exciting because we started season two with a totally different version of Billy that we haven't seen, and he's kind of dwindled down physically, and he doesn't have the same imposing features that he had in season one, and then he almost feels like a clean slate where he doesn't have those same burdens that he was holding. And then as the season progresses, it was really interesting to play him having those burdens come back up into his life and everything kind of rehashed and dealing with that PTSD that he was experiencing. So it was just a really amazing journey and a lot of peaks and valleys that the writers were able to create.
Fantastic. And then Mark, something I loved about your performance this year is Virgil's got a I want to say it's that beautiful balance of it's a really dramatic setting, it's a really strong character drama. And then also Virgil's just, trying to flirt his way out of like having to pay for stuff. He's trying to play hangman on his divorce papers. It's a little bit of that balance that really every interview I've ever had with drama, there always has to be a little touch of comedy, a little touch of humanity. As a performer, how did you kind of approach that balance of kind of finding that? Just because I imagine that's going to be a little tricky in a show like this.
Well, the good part about playing Virgil is you just have to tap that inner child of yours, that inner 6-year-old, and let him come out and play. And I think that you're right. That is very necessary in a show that has such intense drama and such incredibly insane things happening to all the characters. You need that relief of the Virgil Poe coming in, who's not taking pretty much anything too seriously. Everything's a party to Virgil Poe, but that party is really necessary for the viewer to relieve some of that tension.
Because it's like in real life, there always is a bit of a pressure valve. Even in the most, when you're going through trauma, there are moments that you can't help yourself. You gotta laugh. And I like that 6-year-old energy, even with that founded fears. I love that. Now this one's for both of you, and this is something you can ask anybody. I ask every performer this because it's a perfectly adaptable question. Because whenever you initially sign on the role, and both of you kind of signed on a few years ago for the season, I have to imagine you have an idea in your head. All right, I think I've got the character. You read the initial stuff, you read the slides, you go, okay, I got it. I think I got it. And then that's never the case with the finished product. You always find something new with the character through just on set with the rest of the cast, with the directors, just with your on your own reading the scripts. With that in mind, what would you say surprised you both about Billy and Virgil over the course of it? Like looking back when you first went on to now, what has really caught you by surprise about the character?
I think from my perspective for Virgil, it's that there's more to Virgil than meets the eye. He may be that 6-year-old party animal on the outside, but there is something in him that's aware of the sins of his past, and there is something in him that drives him to try to make up for those sins with his son. and and there's a depth of feeling there that, perhaps Virgil tries to ignore a lot of the times, but the actions and the narrative of the story can't let him avoid it. And so he confronts his deeper self, and I think he confronts the for the first time really the idea of a redemption for him and his son.
I think for Billy, he came off to me at first as this brute, who's a really good guy with a really good heart, and I think one thing that continued to surprise me was his lack of impulse control and um, how violent he was willing to get when the stakes were high and when his life was on the line. And it's that fight or flight in him. And I think it was really interesting to see that balance of him being such a good person with such a caring heart, but also having this this killer animalistic side of him and being able to balance those two. And that was really fun to play.
Fantastic. Alex, Mark, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. Honestly, congratulations on the show. I'm so excited for everybody to see the new season. Have a great rest of your day.